And on to details now. India is celebrating 75th Republic Day with great pride and a revitalized sense of unity. The day embodies the spirit of the declaration of Purna Swaraj, or complete independence, and signifies a continuity from the struggle for independence to the establishment of a democratic and sovereign republic. We tell you all about it in our next report.
India celebrates its 75th Republic Day on 26 January. The day marks the adoption of India's constitution and the country's transition to a republic on 26 January 1950.
Indians now thrilled.
This year, the theme for the tableau is the mother of democracy. Every state represents its glimpse via exhibition on the Kartavya Path. The event is graced by the cultural functions, parades from the armed forces, the Indian Air Force, the Indian Naval Forces and the Indian Army. Celebrations marking the day feature spectacular military and cultural pageantry. In New Delhi, armed forces personnel march along the Kartavya Path in an elaborate display of military might. The epic show eclipses everything else happening across the country on this auspicious day. The celebrations, inaugurated with a grand parade, are held in the capital, New Delhi, from Raisina Hills near the Rashtrapati Bhavan or President's House along the Kartavya Path, which was earlier known as India Gate, and onto the historic Red Fort. Republic Day in India, observed on 26 January to celebrate the transformation of India from a British dominion to a democratic republic.
And a long struggle for
The Republic Day embodies the spirit of Purna Swaraj, or complete independence declaration. It signifies a continuity from the struggle for independence to the establishment of a democratic and sovereign republic. It also marks the momentous occasion when the Constitution of India came into effect on 26 January 1950, replacing the Government of India Act 1935. The Constitution of India came into being on this very auspicious day, and the nation began its new journey into equality and justice for all. Mahatma Gandhi had said that Purna Swaraj is not possible without Ram Raj, which literally translates to the kingdom of God. The 75th Republic Day is the dawn of India's new golden era under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The spirit of the Purna Swaraj is a continuous journey to realize the ideal of Ram Rajya inscribed in the Part 3 of our Constitution that contains Fundamental Rights chapter. People of India have given it to collectively realize it. Sujata Lochab for DD India.
Well, as always, all eyes will be on the annual Republic Day parade, during which India's military might and cultural diversity remains on display. This year's parade will have 13,000 guests and is based on the twin themes of Viksit Bharat and Bharat Loktantra Ki Matruka. It will give individuals from all walks of life a chance to participate in the festivities. A full dress rehearsal was conducted ahead of the parade.
India is all set to celebrate Republic Day on January 26th. The theme for the tableau at Republic Day Parade 2024 has been decided as Bharat, the mother of democracy. This year, Republic Day Parade is going to be a women-centric event. Interacting with NCC cadets and NSS volunteers, Prime Minister Modi said Republic Day Parade will be even more special this year.
आप गणतंत्र दिवस की परेड का हिस्सा बनने जा रहे हैं और इस बार ये 2 वजहों से और विशेष हो गया है। ये 75वां गणतंत्र दिवस है और दूसरा, पहली बार गणतंत्र दिवस की परेड देश की नारी शक्ति को समर्पित है।
French President Emmanuel Macron, who is the chief guest this year on the occasion of Republic Day, has arrived in India. A contingent from the French army is also set to participate in Republic Day parade. A total of 25 tableaux comprising 16 states and union territories, as well as 9 ministries and departments, will roll down at Kartavya Path. For the first time, the parade will witness an all-women tri-service contingent from the Indian Army, Indian Navy and Indian Air Force marching down the Kartavya Path.
You would see a whole lot of women officers, manning this equipment, and also on the tableau showcasing as to what Navy and Air Force are doing in their respective services. And in fact, some of the aircrafts would also be flown by the women pilots.
This year's parade not only has the first batch of women Agniveers taking part in the parade, but also, like you mentioned, 16 women pilots will be taking part in the fly past. This, I'm sure, will serve as an inspiration for next generation of women to choose Air Force as a career. For next generation of women to choose Air Force as a career.
The rehearsals for Republic Day parade are being conducted to fine-tune the arrangements and ensure that everything runs seamlessly on Republic Day. Ahead of the celebration, full dress rehearsal was also conducted in Ladakh and Imphal. Every year, celebrations marking the day feature spectacular military and cultural pageantry. In the national capital, New Delhi, armed forces personnel march along the Kartavya Path in an elaborate display of military might. The epic show on Kartavya Path eclipses everything else happening across the country. The celebrations, inaugurated with the Grand Parade, are held in the capital from Raisina Hill near the Rashtrapati Bhavan, that is the President's house, along the Kartavya Path and onto the historic Red Fort. On this day, ceremonious parades take place at Kartavya Path, which is performed as a tribute to India, its unity in diversity and its rich cultural heritage by states of India by building beautiful tableaus. A total of 51 aircraft of the Indian Air Force, including 29 fighter jets and 13 helicopters, are expected to be part of the Republic Day flypast. The parade will also witness 100 women artists playing Indian musical instruments for the first time. Around 77,000 spectators will witness the parade at Kartavya Path in New Delhi.
Well, the world will witness Nari Shakti or women empowerment in Indian Armed Forces during the Republic Day parade. For the first time ever, an all-women tri-service contingent will be marching in New Delhi. Let's take a look.
On 26th January, during the Republic Day parade on Kartavya Path, an all women contingent of military nursing services will be taking part in this year. This is for the first time that an all women contingent from the MNS will be taking part, and we have Major Khullar here with us from AMC. Ma'am, what is the significance of this particular all women military nursing contingent that will be marching on?
So this has just told us that what we are capable of, because we have been adapted in such a way. Otherwise, we are used to working in tandem and at hospitals. We work in coordination. But by this opportunity, we have realized that we are capable in tandem and at hospitals. We work in coordination. But by this opportunity, we have realized that we are capable of much more. So we're really thankful that this concept has come up of Nari Shakti and women empowerment.
Nari Shakti has been a talking point of the government for several years. Now we are seeing the result of it as well, be it the involvement of women in armed forces, but now an all-women contingent. Has it ever happened?
This is the first time that Armed Forces Medical Services has got the opportunity to march at Kartavya Path, and we are representing all the pillars of FMS, that is medical officers from the Army, Navy and Air Force, Army Dental Corps and Military Nursing Services.
We have this all-women contingent from tri-services here with us in this Republic Day parade. Ma'am, can you tell us about this contingent?
This is a first ever all-women tri-services contingent which will be marching on the Kartavya Path, showcasing the seamless integration between the services of Indian Armed Forces. This contingent comprises of women soldiers from the Corps of Military Police of Army, Navy and Air Force.
How do you think this is a significant message as far as increasing synergy among all the armed forces?
Synergy already exists. The all three services, it works as a team only whenever it is required. And one example you can see here with us, despite the differences in the drills and procedures, we are marching together as one contingent. So, of course, it showcases the integration which exists.
With camera person Jakpal, Shaukin Akshay Dongre, DD India.
And for India's 75th Republic Day celebrations, the country's national broadcaster, Doordarshan, has made foolproof arrangements. Over 60 cameras are covering the event live. DD India's Vishal Baristo spoke to the Secretary of Information and Broadcasting.
I'm inside the Doordarshan's control room, and elaborate arrangements have been made to make this occasion historic. I have with me Secretary INB, along with him the CEO Prasar Bharati and the DG of DD National. Let's talk to them and find out, sir, what kind of arrangements are you satisfied with it?
Doordarshan has made all preparations to make this occasion historic. As you mentioned, we have completed 75 years, and Doordarshan is fully geared to take this event to the public so that they can enjoy within their living rooms and actually feel what is happening on the Kartavya Path.
From Rashtrapati Bhavan to Kartavya Path, 60 cameras have been put in place, and every time the expectation is very high from Doordarshan. So what else can we expect here?
Doordarshan has provided 60 cameras, and I think Doordarshan has gained from the experience of G20 and most recently the inauguration, the consecration of the Ram Temple at Ayodhya, and the entire staff of Doordarshan is fully geared. We have shots right from the Kartavya Path, then the shot from the top of the VVIP enclosure, where we will get to see what the VVIPs are themselves seeing, and from the top of the India Gate, from there also they will be able to see the Kartavya Path. So, and also from the cockpit view or from the planes, which started 2 years back, which will be unique. And this time I am told that Ministry of Culture has a very large group of dancers. Almost 1,500 will be performing here. So Doordarshan is making all the efforts to capture that glorious performance which is going to happen in front of the Honorable President, Prime Minister and the French President.
So one last thing, the Ayodhya telecast was a landmark. So what do you expect from this one? Because every time the expectation goes a bit higher.
Most definitely, the expectations for Doordarshan are going higher and higher, and Ayodhya was a landmark telecast at a location which is very difficult to service, but Doordarshan had more than 40 cameras there, 4K transmission, and that was captured not only in our country but abroad. All the channels took the feed from Doordarshan, and the same tradition continues for the Republic Day, because here also Doordarshan will be the only broadcaster, and all the channels from within the country and outside will be taking the feed from Doordarshan.
So there you heard from Secretary INB, it would be another feather in the already feathered cap of Doordarshan. With cameraman Ajit and Keshav in Delhi, this is Vishal Baristo for DD India.
And French President Emmanuel Macron will be the chief guest for this year's Republic Day celebrations. India rolled out the red carpet for him as he landed in the western Indian city of Jaipur on Thursday. Later, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Macron held talks. This year marks the 25th anniversary celebrations of the India-France strategic partnership. Later in a tweet, PM Modi welcomed French President Emmanuel Macron. President Macron's presence not only strengthens the ties between our nations, but also adds a significant chapter to our shared history of friendship and collaboration. And now let's take a look at other stories making news today. As India celebrates the 75th Republic Day, the government buildings are illuminated with tricolour lights. The national flag of India, bathed in the vibrant colours of the Indian flag, saffron, white and green. These structures come alive with twinkling fairy. The national emblem, Ashok Chakra, takes the centre stage. A sand artist in India's Odisha has created a sand art on the occasion of the 75th Republic Day. Steel bowls, earthen lamps and about 5 to 7 tons of sand were used to make this beautiful sand art. It took 5 to 6 hours to complete this art. . ' And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Farmers' protests continue in France against high-cost tractor fuel tax, cheap imports and low salaries. Monarch butterfly population declines due to climate change and urbanization. And in cricket, India bowls out England for a modest 246 and then cruises to 119 for 1 in reply on day 1 of the opening test match at Hyderabad.
India celebrates 75th Republic Day on 26th January. Nation pays tribute to martyrs. India's pride on historic Kartavya Path. Watch women power in India. Tableaus display cultural diversity. Republic Day celebration live from 8 a.m. onwards, only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, and moving on. In response to media queries regarding remarks made by Pakistan Foreign Ministry, the spokesperson of India's Ministry of External Affairs, Randhir Jaiswal, said, and I quote, "We have seen media reports regarding certain remarks by Pakistan Foreign Secretary. It is Pakistan's latest attempt at peddling false and malicious anti-India propaganda. As the world knows, Pakistan has long been the epicenter of terrorism, organized crime and illegal transnational activities. India and many other countries have publicly warned Pakistan, cautioning that it would be consumed by its own culture of terror and violence. Pakistan will reap what it sows. To blame others for its own misdeeds can neither be a justification nor a solution." What it sows. To blame others for its own misdeeds can neither be a justification nor a solution. Well, following the consecration ceremony of the Ram temple at Ayodhya, located in the northern Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, devotees from far-off places are making their way to the sacred historic city. Various community kitchens are being run by gurudwaras and temple trusts from various regions of India to ensure availability of free meals for the devotees visiting Ayodhya. And at least 30 people have been killed and several others injured in Nigeria's Central Plateau state in a series of attacks around Mangu town, despite a curfew imposed by the state government. Survivors reported that the gunmen randomly opened fire on people, including women and children, and set fire to homes and property. The latest violence on Wednesday came after a Christmas Day attack in the area, which left at least 140 people dead. A dusk to dawn curfew was imposed on January 23rd. The latest attacks come amid escalating violence in the Plateau region, which has witnessed frequent clashes between herders and local communities. And Mali's military rulers have announced the end communities. And Mali's military rulers have announced the end with immediate effect of a key 2015 Algiers peace deal signed with northern separatist groups following months of hostilities between rebels and the army. The end of the peace deal was announced late on Thursday. The junta blamed the change in posture of certain signatory groups, but also acts of hostility by the lead mediator, Algeria, as per government spokesperson Colonel Abdoulaye Maiga, and ending a deal considered essential in maintaining stability in a country rocked by violence since the year 2012. An update on Russia-Ukraine war now. The United Nations Security Council met to discuss the downed plane at the request of Russia on Thursday. UN Political Affairs Chief Rosemary DiCario said UN was not in a position to verify the circumstances of the crash. To avoid further escalation, she urged to refrain from actions, rhetoric or allegations. A senior Russian lawmaker said Ukrainian military intelligence had been given a 15-minute warning before the plane entered the area. Meanwhile, Ukraine denied that it was given a warning. Well, protesting farmers blocked a busy road near Rocken Court on Thursday to press the government to loosen regulations and help protect them from cheap imports and rising costs. The protest, which showed no signs of abating, are the first major challenge for France's new Prime Minister Gabriel Attal. French farmers are protesting against high cost in the industry, tractor fuel tax, cheap imports and low salaries, red tape and price pressures from the retail sector. And moving on, nearly 90 hectares have been destroyed by wildfires in the southern Chilean province of Araucania. As of Thursday morning, fire departments in the Lautaro commune were battling 9 active flames close to residential areas. 25 residences were evacuated as a precaution and 1 volunteer firefighter was hurt while on duty. The National Disaster Prevention Service has issued a red alert for wildfires in Lautaro. Well, unseasonal spring heat has swept through Spain and Portugal, causing people in Madrid and Lisbon to sit in outdoor cafes in 18 degrees Celsius. Scientists have linked the searing temperatures and dry and windy conditions to climate change. Last year was the second warmest on record in Spain, only surpassed by 2022. And Australia's Queensland has been hit by tropical cyclone Kirrily, causing heavy damage on Friday. Tens of thousands of people were left without power as Cyclone Kirrily made landfall as a Category 2 system. It brought heavy rains and strong winds. The nation's weather forecaster said even though a cyclone has downgraded, it still poses a threat, with heavy rains and life-threatening flash flooding still predicted in parts of the state. And news from around the world, monarch butterflies, which migrate up to 2,000 miles from the US and Canada to central and western Mexico, face a population decline since the 1990s due to climate change and urbanization. However, some reports suggest the population has stabilized, and the International Union for the Conservation of Nature has upgraded the species from endangered to vulnerable. Colombia's Metropolitan Police shared a video of a small mole rescued from embers during fires. President Gustavo Petro declared wildfires a natural disaster, freeing up funds for fighting soaring temperature and El Niño weather. Since November 3, 2023, 336 forest fires have been recorded in 174 municipalities, affecting 6,618 hectares of vegetation. Now on to hot sports news now. Host India bowled out England for a modest 246 and then cruised to 119 for one reply on day 1 of the opening test in Hyderabad on Thursday. Ben Stokes produced a captain's knock of 70 to help England post a competitive total before it wilted early in the final session. Opener Yashasvi Jaiswal led India's strong reply with a rapid unbeaten 76, while Shubman Gill was on 14 at the close. Well, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Well, let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.